Good morning and welcome back to another Slingshot Daily Devotional. It is a devotional that I do daily by Slingshot or the Daily Devotional from Slingshot. I don't know, whichever way that you want to put it, because I think I've said it about every different way that I can. Practicing. Alright, we get to the next plague. I believe we're on plague 4 now. This one is the plague of flies, so if gnats weren't bad enough, here come the flies. So in the last 4 verses, we found out that the gnats were the first one that his magicians could not produce by their secret arts or enchantments, depending on which version you read. So we'll see if they have the same problems with the flies or if they're able to imitate the flies. All right, let's get started. We're finishing off chapter 8 today. Then the Lord said to Moses, "Get up early in the morning and confront Pharaoh as he goes to the river and say to him, 'This is what the Lord says. Let my people go so that they may worship me. If you do not let my people go, I will send swarms of flies on you and your officials, on your people and into your houses. The houses of the Egyptians will be full of flies, even the ground will be covered with them. But on that day I will deal differently with the land of Goshen, where my people live. No swarms of flies will be there, so that you will know that I, the Lord, am in this land. I will make a distinction between my people and your people. This sign will occur tomorrow.' And the Lord did this. Dense swarms of flies poured into Pharaoh's palace and into the houses of his officials. Throughout Egypt the land was ruined by the flies. Then Pharaoh summoned Moses and Aaron and said, 'Go sacrifice to your God here in the land.' But Moses said, 'That would not be right. The sacrifices we offer the Lord our God would be detestable to the Egyptians. And if we offer sacrifices that are detestable in their eyes, will they not stone us? We must take a 3-day journey into the wilderness to offer sacrifices to the Lord our God as he commands us.' Pharaoh said, 'I will let you go to offer sacrifices to the Lord your God in the wilderness, but you must not go very far. Now pray for me.' Moses answered, 'As soon as I leave you, I will pray to the Lord, and tomorrow the flies will leave Pharaoh and his officials and his people. Only let Pharaoh be sure that he does not act deceitfully again by not letting the people go to offer sacrifices to the Lord.' Then Moses left Pharaoh and prayed to the Lord. And the Lord did what Moses asked. The flies left Pharaoh and his officials and his people. Not a fly remained. But this time also Pharaoh hardened his heart and would not let the people go." So a lot of things are the same. The only things that really changed are that now it's a plague of flies that are everywhere. They've already endured water being turned into blood, frogs, and gnats, and now we're at flies. And so, the same thing happens. They ask to go worship, and he's like, "All right, well, you can worship here in Egypt." But they're like, "No, that would be detestable to your people, and they would stone us if they saw us, worshiping our God in Egypt here." So he says, "Okay, fine, you can go, but you can't go very far. Now, take this plague away from me." And Moses says, "Okay, I will pray for you as soon as I leave, and tomorrow the flies will go. But don't lie to us again by saying that, you can go, and then as soon as your plague is let up, you change your mind and keep us here." Which is what exactly he does. Because at the very last verse again, his heart has hardened. He's a very hard heart now. And he wouldn't let the people go. So you think by now, and this one, oh, I didn't even notice this, but this one doesn't say anything about his magicians trying to imitate the flies. So it doesn't say that the flies came from anything. The Lord just says that he will not let the flies affect his people in Goshen. So that will be the sign of the distinction between God's people and Pharaoh's people. And then that will let Pharaoh know that God is actually in the land, and this is even further proof that what Moses tells him is true. You would think by now you have to be a very, very stubborn person to ignore all of this and just lie and say, "Okay, yeah, you can go, but I just want this, all these flies gone, all the gnats gone, and our water back and everything," and to just keep changing your mind and going back to this. That's just, I don't know. At the time it might have not been as crazy it does seem now, but if we had plague like this now and somebody came up to me and said the Lord said this and let us do this, I don't think it would. I hope it wouldn't take much. I can't say for sure. I might be doubtful at first, but I hope I would have a little bit of faith to believe that it was God actually acting. Although people are deceitful and they try to lie and say that it's God's works and all this. So that's why you got to watch out for false prophets in the world even today. So I think that covers up the reading for today. Finishing off chapter 8, the fourth plague. It's Friday, so congratulations, everybody. Another week has passed. We are officially in February. Hopefully the weather can only improve from here. All right. So, having said that, have a good start to your weekend, a Friday night. Relax, get some good dinner, sleep in tomorrow, and my video will be waiting for you in the morning. All right. See you then.